It's Disney Detonation coming at you from the Transformative Content Fair Studios in New Jersey, and I'm your host. And today is I guess, sort of a Florida resident re-edits or a Disney vlogger Detonation vlog. This is the one I was talking about. I wanted to get to about Tom Boreless, and so as it turns out, a couple of weeks ago, once the Jollywood Nights thing opened at Hollywood Studios, he was unhappy with the influencers that came out and, with their vlogs complaining about some of the logistics and some of the other things that went on during the event, because in his infinite wisdom, he feels as though that these vloggers are paid to go to these things, normally just give positive reviews because they're paid off by Disney, and now that they gave a negative review, he's blowing a gasket. So which way do you want to have it, Tom? You want the positive reviews or you want the negative reviews? It's like you're a walking contradiction, dude. So, and then there's a ton of other stuff that I'm going to get into in here. This guy really, he really is quite a character. All right, let's go.
The reason I'm taking a couple minutes to do this is because the community as a whole seems to be up in arms about this event, which infuriates me because this community rarely is up in arms for anything that actually matters. I know the thing that people keep bringing up is how people that Disney hosted, hosted media who went to the event for free even said the event was negative, and you guys at WWNT aren't saying anything and blah, blah, blah.
I mean, what is that?
I don't know what kind of review you expect from people who have never paid to go to one of these.
This is what I expect from a Disney influencer who has hundreds of thousands of subscribers who get paid to go there. I don't expect any review from them. I expect them to show me what's going on normally. I don't expect them to have much of an opinion on anything other than the way the food tastes.
Events to begin with. How could someone who is not financially and personally invested in something give you a review that's going to mean anything?
So let me get this straight. So if you're a Disney vlogger and you're given a free access or free ticket to an event, you're how did he put this? You're financially and what?
Invested in something. Give you a review.
Financially and personally invested for a $150 ticket or $200 ticket to a Disney event.
Review that's going to mean anything to you. And you're never getting an honest review because even if they try to be honest with you, they have no parameters, right? They have no idea of the value of something.
So could you imagine this man is telling you that if you got a free ticket to Disney World or free ticket to Epcot to just make up an event, you don't have the ability to understand the value of that because according to him, you're an idiot and you're a Disney shill because this guy is crazy.
They've never personally paid for it in most cases. I've paid to go.
Personally paid for it. So all the other times when the Disney vloggers get their annual pass or whatever, they're not personally paying for it. Disney's paying for everything that has to do with their vlog.
And so I think I can offer, in many of these cases, when I review something from an international park,
bullshit,
Disney Cruise Line in most cases, like when we did The Wish, and in the case of Jollywood Nights, I think I offer a fair review because I have the same financial stakes as you do, and that I am probably
How do you have the same financial stakes of going to Disney World or any Disney park or anything than someone like me or someone like me has? Let me tell you something. When we go to Disney World, when we plan a vacation, it's a year in advance. We put $200 down and we pay the vacation off during the course of a year. I don't go from the Disney Wish to Disney Japan, then back to Disney World and back to whatever events. And you can't sit here and tell me for 1 second, Tom, that all of these things that you're doing, the airfare, the travel, the lodging, the food, none of this is a write-off for your company. None of it. You got to be kidding me. None of this is a write-off for your company.
bullshit.
It's unbelievable, the arrogance of this man.
I'd say without a doubt, not even probably, the person in this community that cares the most about the Disney product and the Disney company's welfare, I would have to be the person that cares.
Come on, dude.
Piece of garbage.
So you have Brandon from Mickey Views, who I've never seen him, or at least talk about going to an event, getting paid for it, or whatever. He has the most discerning eye I've seen out of all of the people who covered this type of thing. And as far as I can see from you, the only thing I've ever seen you complain about is is maintenance on rides. Now, if you're paying attention, Disney Studios has lost billions of dollars. The CEO of the company came out the other day and said because of their political views and the ideology of the company and the identity policies, this is coming from the CEO Bob Iger. That's why he's saying the company's tanked. Not once have I heard you talk about this, Tom. Not once. So to sit here, and if you go over to Mickey Views, not only does he talk about these things, he talks about them in a logical business fashion. He lays it all out for you. You have a program where you sit there and pretend to be a news person and talk about food items and then bash the other Disney vloggers. It's quite amazing the arrogance that you are exuding. It's absurd almost at this point.
I am the most invested. I am the most passionate. There is no.
I mean, the complete smug audacity on this man.
There, right? So why suddenly we're putting stock in these people? Because I know why we're putting stock in them. I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, geez, please.
I know why we're putting stock in them. I'm going to tell you why you're putting stock in them. Because
now he's telling us how we think as Disney fans, and in the case of these vloggers,
a number of people in the Disney internet community who don't actually want an honest review. They only want an honest review when it fits their narrative.
Some people don't want an honest review about anything. They just watch the Disney vlogs to see Disney World. Case in point, Kylo Palo Palo. A lot of the stuff that comes out of this guy's mouth is just ridiculous. But he's got 200,000 subscribers.
Media, for once, at something they were hosted for, said they didn't like something, which almost never happens. And I had the Gertie cookie.
Oh, this is the greatest thing ever. So after his diatribe there, and I cut out a bunch of stuff, which I regret leaving in, because there's one part where he's talking about, and I put it in one of the KP videos, where he's talking about how these people are getting, they're going to the Japan Frozen opening, and they're getting airfare and blah, blah, blah. But then he goes on to say that they don't even have the ability to have the insight that he has, because they've never been to Japan before. They've never been to to that park. So if you're a first timer at Disney World, at Magic Kingdom, at Animal Kingdom, wherever, according to Tom, you're not qualified to have an opinion on it. Where I'm sitting, you have more, like if you're following this stuff on vlogs and this and that, you're researching and you plan a vacation, you have more of an opinion than people like me who've been there a gazillion times, because this is a one-time thing for you, or maybe it's not, but it's so infrequent. I would weigh your opinion on what's going on there more than myself. Right, so this is great. So he's got a real bug up his ass because this just goes to show you how ridiculous this all is. He's got a bug up his ass that people were complaining about the time it took them to get a Gertie cookie.
Never happens. And I had the Gertie cookie. And the comment underneath immediately was like, what he's not telling you is he waited an hour for this cookie. No, I waited 4.5 minutes for the cookie. 4.5 minutes later, I have the ice cream. I waited 4.5 minutes for the cookie.
I mean, you got to be kidding me, man.
Piece of garbage.
All right, so and then this is where I'm gonna move it along and look at the Mickey Views, and Mickey Views didn't even go to the event, but because because what he does, he has more insight in these videos that I clipped than Tom Corliss has in the entire. In the entirety of his coverage of Jollywood Nights. So let's get started. Here's Mickey Views.
So getting into my thoughts here, this is what I have to say. It's the very first time they've ever done this Jollywood Nights event. Did the first ever Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party back in 1983 go off without a hitch? No, it absolutely didn't. We just didn't have a million vloggers covering it. So cutting through a lot of the minor complaints about night one logistical stuff and, things that Disney should be able to quickly work through, the fundamental issue I see here is Disney is charging guests Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party ticket prices for something that is not a fraction as worthwhile. This event looks and feels cheap. First, make something that is really awesome, put a lot of money into it, which doesn't just generate hype for the sake of hype. What it does is it generates positive word of mouth. People want to go again. People want to have their family come, tell other people about it. Instead, what Disney's done here is they've made a fool of themselves with this Jollywood Nights. The way it started off, they didn't put enough money into it. And perhaps Disney could make this into something that we are compelled to go to in the future, make it something really awesome. But that requires pulling out the wallet, hiring more live entertainment, giving guests more perks for being there. Just stop being so cheap.
And there you go. So who's more passionate, Tom? You or Braden here? I think Braden is. I really do. You're not even close, dude. All right, so that's it for this week. Actually, this guy really frustrates the hell out of me. So this is Braden's advice that I don't think I've ever seen Tom dole out before. So here we go. Last clip.
The easiest way to force Disney into investing in their parks is to stop giving them money. I ask all of you, just don't go to this Jollywood Nights thing. Disney does not deserve your money. Go to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. You'll thank me later. There's a lot more value there. If Disney can't get away with being cheap because it results in guests ceasing to go to Disney, ceasing to pay Disney, Disney will stop being cheap. Conversely, if Disney can put out a total nothing burger and invest no money in the parks and sell out events like this one, it's clear why Disney says, hey, we don't need to listen to the critics. We don't need to invest more in this. It's making us money as is. And a lot of our guests think that it's absolutely fine just the way it is, which is sad to say, but that really is the situation as it exists.
That's ridiculous, Mo. And transmission.